But the surprises did not end there, as the roughly 8.5 feet tall woman, who knows, never checked, revealed that she was able to discern some sort of connection between the magical tattoo/brands that we all carried. But not only that, but revealed that there was a connection that we did not know about. 8th connection, Hardy?
No, 7th.
7th, okay, 7th connection. Yeah, just making sure. I'm losing track of how many people were in this. After this delightful conversation and introducing Vulcan to Circo's lovely wife, she insisted to introduce all the other weirdos that he's been traveling together with, including the cannibal and the odd.
You can't prove anything.
And the other ones who, have other strange and very, very worrying qualities to them.
Except Bagma, he's
Cannibal
useless.
helmet.
Are you sure about that?
Oh wow, that kind of hurts, Roku. Like, we already Pegman's best friend.
I'm talking about the internal talks, the strange pains, the the feats of impossible strengths, stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And also the secrecy and him knowing about the tower and not telling us about it.
They don't know that.
No, you literally started to talk and then went silent, and did not talk after that. Literally,
some things are better left unsaid.
You didn't even you just walked along silently for the entire session. You weren't here.
Yeah.
Nevertheless, as Sirocco agreed to bring the gang over for dinner, both him and Vulcan headed off towards the Homebreakers Tavern to pick up the others. As they entered, Pagma and Icarus was already seated and in the midst of drinking their sorrows away, supplied by the homely bar woman. As Sirocco and Vulcan walked up to the table, they immediately noticed. Before that even, Icarus and Pagma was approached by a curious man who was asking about the odd helm she was wearing. His name was Callum Knollwood, who asked quite a lot of questions about the pair. No, wait. Am I mixing something up here, Artie?
What?
No.
He was a quest giver, right?
There was a guy who is not a person, but
he was the guy who wanted us to do shit for him, yeah?
Yeah, was the guy called Colum, or the Colum Norwood was the guy who is sort of a legend who is attacking the nobility?
1 second.
Because I have the name here, and I'm not sure if that was the guy introducing himself, or was that the guy who he tried to hire to, or not to hire, but to throw.
No, it was him.
Okay, so he said he's Colum Norwood. Okay.
Yeah.
But that's sort of just a persona that people pick up.
Yep.
Or rather, people don't know who the real Colum Norwood is. But we know that Colum Norwood is this sort of troublemaker who is constantly causing headaches for the nobility. He's greatly hated by the Inquisition, and the Arch Inquisitor Salazar rat my ass is trying to hunt him down constantly. He was looking for adventurers and offered 100 gold in advance to get some not completely legal stuff out of the city to make a delivery. As he was heading away from the table, he seemed to have signaled a secret nod to a guy in the corner who was started to take notes of the descriptions of the group and generally keeping an eye on us. When Sirocco wished to investigate from a distance, his third eye opened, causing quite a ruckus, and a lot of people called heresy and drew swords.
And that's where we ended.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks for that, buddy.
Shenanigans.
I do not remember any. Well, except for Sirocco's eye opening.
To be honest, I think, Connie, that might have been the day when you broke up.
Oh.
I think it was that day, and that's why you were sort of out of the session.
Oh, that might make sense.
Sorry to, bring it up,
Wait,
but
what?
I think
No, that's cool. Yeah, no, me and my girlfriend broke up a few weeks ago.
Oh, damn, sorry.
It's cool, don't worry about it.
now D&D.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Back to the tavern. 1 second.
Oh, Sirocco, you're already doing your magic trick? Aha.
You've gotten way better at it.
Alright, now it's time to do the second portion. And Pagma begins to slowly wave his hand in front of Sirocco's forehead. As if hoping it will disappear once it passes.
Oh, it is already gone. When I closed my eye, it disappeared already.
Ooh.
Boogie woogie woo. I'm just
Now
waiting for
my
RD
next
to.
trick.
1 second.
I can't tell if RD is looking for a tavern battle map.
No, I already had it. I just had to import it. I forgot about it.
Oh, come on, Alice.
I thought I imported already.
RD is not needed. We are de-escalating the conflict, clearly.
Yeah, I mean, that's up to you. Still a battle map needed. Just so you guys know where you are,
Yeah. I actually have a question on that, RD.
Well,
There's the law of the cities, which is basically, don't murder in the city, right?
yep.
How does that apply here?
Tavern brawls still happen. That's not gonna stop.
Yeah, but I
Yeah,
mean,
don't murder doesn't mean don't beat up.
yeah, but
Wait,
they drew swords. You don't draw swords on a tavern brawl.
Yeah. You can get away with a lot within the confines of the law. I mean, also tavern brawls are not legal, strictly speaking.
So I should call for the guards in that sense. These people are clearly assaulting us.
Yeah, that would probably be fine.
That is the right thing to do as a law-abiding citizen.
Absolutely.
I'm so about to.
Oh, God.
Do they look like citizens?
Do I know any of them?
Yeah.
Well,
do they look like?
No, you don't recognize anyone, and there are a couple of there are a few citizens around you, but for the most part, this crowd seems a little bit rougher around the edges.
I know we shouldn't have come to the home wrecker,
There also seems to be one rather strange group of people who's just sort of observing and haven't drawn swords yet and are sitting in a corner.
I love the yet on that. Haven't drawn swords yet.
Rolf is not here.
Rolf is fucking. Rolf is
No, because
Rolf is
there's
us.
the mini, but like
Yeah. Rolf is beyond us.
Oh,
Rolf
let's
is-
get rid of Mini.
Rolf became one with the wilderness.
Why does Icarus thing keep toggling? on
Wait,
the-
sorry. At present, there's 6 of us, right? There's us.
Oh, there's 4 of you.
Sail.
Sail has abandoned you, and so is Roth right now.
Yeah, but like I'm talking about in total of like the marks are aware of. There's 6.
Yeah. We were aware of
Okay,
6
okay,
people,
okay.
but apparently there's a 7th person who is connected. Or, it could be not a person. Maybe it's a rock. Or, a dog.
nah.
Are we gonna get our own Iggy?
No.
Or, it's just connected to the sky. It just goes in an arch.
So, as these people now begin to advance on you, and there's about 6 of them right now that are advancing actively. The rest of them seem to just be watching. What do you want to do?
Are we in on initiative order, or can we just
No,
do
no.
one?
Right now it's still out of combat. They haven't decided to attack you yet. They're just sort of forming a ring around.
What is the bar woman doing?
The bard has just stopped playing music. You said the barman, right?
Yeah, like the proprietor of the home wrecker.
He's pulling down bottles off the shelf and putting them under the counter.
The expensive stuff.
Yeah.
All right.
They don't have they're not armed yet, right? They have
Oh,
weapons.
they
but they're
are.
not-
Well,
No.
they-
I mean, they're not. They don't have the weapons in hand.
Well, there are a couple of them that do have weapons in hand. There's this rather shifty-looking elf fellow, about 5.5 feet tall, silverish hair going back, and he seems to have already pulled out a sword. And
I
he's
knew.
sort of
Fucking
leaning
hell.
forward. And there's sort of another human dude who's just strangely got a bow out.
Why do you bring
He's
your
got
bow to the
he's-
tavern?
He's got a short bow that he had on his back, and he just pulled it out.
Ah, all right. I'm going to sort of stand up from my seat and show that I'm not holding any weapon, and turn towards the angry crowd. Gentlemen, I do not seek any trouble. That was just a simple parlor trick. I'm sorry if it startled you. I did not mean to cause any distress.
The elf sort of looks around the crowd, looks around the room, looks at you. That isn't any parlor trick I've ever seen before.
Of course you haven't seen it. It's something our dear friend here developed.
That was no one I've seen has ever had anything like that happen to them.
Have you
After
seen
the
anything like
travel-
this? And I pull some starlight out of my bag.
But yeah, I'm sure that won't trigger them.
What kind
Or
of
how about this? Can I
monsters are you people?
blow fire, but really, really
Hurts.
almost
I'm-
like a flame blower type person, like a carnival or something.
God.
you just down your drink and spit flames.
I
out.
just like burp and like belch flames.
I
That
go
is
beep boop.
quite hurtful, my friend. I've been an upstanding citizen of fucking Bladestone for 4-5 years now. Did you call
You've
me?
been,
You call me a freak?
well,
That
it's
is,
not.
that is awfully rude of you, I have to say. I'm genuinely hurt.
Well, do you? I don't know. Just why is everyone looking at me? You all pulled out your weapons too. And another guy goes like, "Yeah, but you kind of started it, and I just kind of followed your lead. I thought we were mauling someone."
Oh,
Oh,
fellow,
another
fellow.
another guy
Let's
turns and
go.
looks at them and says, "Yeah, but have you seen them? They look so weird. And what's that tin can?"
Oh,
I go beep boop.
he's not a tin can. He's Vulcan.
What's a
Pleasure
wall
to
can?
meet you.
Oh,
I'm
his
me.
his name is Vulcan.
Ah, they talked.
Yes, he can. He's a.
It's
I
called
sort of-
heresy.
I shoot
I'm
a
a very
glance I shoot a glance towards Vulcan and say, "Oh no, he's a metallic creation."
And I'm gonna go then. I'm a very advanced automaton. Pleasure to meet you.
Beep boop beep beep boop boop beep.
And, but I don't have any expression, but my expression is now my interior expression is very of disgust.
Dead inside.
Yeah,
you
inside.
you can observe my serial
More dead
number
inside
between
than
my
me.
ass cheeks. Please lean
Probably.
very close to see the small numbers.
You see this woman out of the corner of your eye, Vulcan, with your passive perception. She
Mhm.
sort of sighs and then hears you talking. Sort of, her eyes just go like sharp, and she turns towards you. And she was one of the ones who was sitting at the desk. Sorry, at the table where nobody's had like committed to the fight yet.
This one.
Oh,
How
She's
is
not
it
a-
we go to a
she's not-
tavern and literally everyone is curious about us?
I mean, there is
Well,
a giant
let's
tin can
see.
with you.
We should get him a hat.
There's
or
a
something.
zombie, there's a robot, you've got a third
Yeah, probably.
eye,
can I
Yeah.
have like some fake mustache?
and
I'm
then
sure
there's
that
Pac-Man.
nothing else would happen.
Okay, this
Oh,
is our
sorry,
new
I forgot
quest,
my
guys.
mustache.
We need to
Oui,
figure
oui.
out a way to
Oui,
properly
oui.
disguise Vulcan.
So she looks at you, and as you start speaking, she sort of
Yeah.
turns, and you see her hood fall back. She's got this
She's a
long
robot as well.
long brown. She's got this long brown hair that goes under about her shoulders, and she's got this strange mark in the middle of her forehead.
Do
It's
I
almost like
recognize?
you do not recognize her, but give me a history check or give me a religion check. Sorry.
Religion? Okay.
Only when you said that there's a mark on her forehead, really wanted Vulcan to just point at her and say, "Look, heresy!"
13. Just 13.
Oh.
13. All right. So you recognize this as a mark of Alaric. Alaric is is basically a god. He is the god of order, and he is one of the most widely followed gods. This woman is clearly a paladin of Alaric, as is evidenced by the giant hammer on her back.
A fellow
And-
hand
Come on,
user.
anyone can carry a giant hammer around.
And as she
I do.
turns to you, you see the mark on her head sort of almost glimmer for a second, and her eyes glaze over with this look of this almost like white sheen for a second. And then her eyes go back to normal, and she turns back to her drink and sort of shouts out, "Leave them alone, they've done nothing wrong. But tell that woman to get rid of that helm."
I was telling her that For
We've
weeks
been
now.
trying, believe me. It's a lot harder than you think. And I like sort of tug on the helmet a little bit.
The rest of them sort of look at her,
I would not say.
recognize who's speaking, and all walk back towards their seats and start sitting down.
I give her an appreciative nod.
She raises a mug to you and goes back to her drink. Goes back to her conversation. There's a couple of people at the table.
I did
talking.
notice the change in her attitude when she saw me speaking, right?
Yeah, you saw like a strange curiosity when she realized that you
Yeah.
weren't just a normal automaton,
Mm-hmm.
and then she did something that told her that you weren't immediately a threat.
Okay.
She used danger sense. But you know, since I'm standing already, I'm going to walk over to the till and ask the owner to send a round of drinks to the table of the aggressive people. You know, to sort of speaking in a not to them but loud enough that they can hear, to to help calm their nerves.
You're wasting money, I see.
That's not wasting money. that is an investment in less headache for us.
But
How
she
how
does
much money
indeed-
is that?
That's 8 copper pieces.
Oh, it's...
Hey,
Very
I have
little
4
money.
gold. I have 4 gold, so for me it's a lot.
I'm going to invest in you as well, Vulcan. I'm going to give you money so you can buy yourself a disguise.
Yes, slave, take this money and go buy something for yourself.
No, we established this. He's not my slave. He's my gimp.
Oh,
Okay.
God.
Oh god.
Because that's so much better.
All right.
Again, is in theory willing. So yes.
So,
But I'm not, so.
he's not willing. He's an unwilling gimp.
That's
all right.
just to say.
Let's get this back to
Yeah.
a slightly more normal place.
But once
How is Noteman doing in the corner?
who? Sorry,
The dude who I was spying on
left.
with my. Oh, he ran away.
yeah.
Oh. Not
In
a,
all the ruckus, he just disappeared.
not a very good spy, I got to say. Just fucking runs away at the first sign of trouble.
Or learn to disappear better.
Do I still see him somewhere, just peeking through the window?
You don't see him anywhere.
Is he invisible?
Maybe
Yeah. Did
he's
he?
under your table.
Can Vulcan see him?
Yeah, can I see him?
Are you actively looking for him, or are you just like hoping to catch a glimpse?
Well, I am actively looking for him.
Give me a perception check.
Guys, what will we do if I roll roll D20 again?
I mean, at this point, they're
You
expecting
will
it.
wave your hands and
Oh,
Very
oh
close.
thank god.
oh, that would have been so good and so bad at the same time. That is 24.
You do not, in fact, see him. He seems to have left. Or, could be just waiting outside. You don't know.
Did Column leave as well? Or Callum?
Callum is still sitting there, very interested.
Oh.
Seems to be drinking and having a conversation with somebody. A couple of moments pass, and you go back to your drinks and your conversation, and he moves over to the table where the paladin lady was sitting.
Well, with this out of the way, as I said, that man over there was seemingly observing us and taking notes of our appearance.
Hmm.
Which is quite worrying.
It's
I
very
don't think he's just a
worrying.
fan of us.
I mean, it is natural for us
Fans
to
are
have fans, no?
overrated.
Well, it might be natural for you, Pragma, my dear. You are fabulous as always, and you attract all the attention that you can. But I still feel like that is an odd activity to see four strangers in a tavern and describe and write down the vivid description of their appearance. Especially after a member of the underground approaches to you and asks for you for a job.
One which, I shall add, we neither declined nor accepted. Said we'd think.
Like, how illegal is that, Artie?
What?
Taking questionable items through the city, out of the city, you know.
Oh, very legal. Like pay a big fine and spend at least a couple of months in jail. Illegal.
To be fair though, can't you do it like easily?
With a
Nobody said
kettle.
it's hard. It's illegal.
No, but Sirocco can do it like can't you like hide things?
You know, I'm not going to confirm or deny that I've done this before.
Oh, I see.
Eh,
Not while within the walls.
I mean, there's no reason for us to jeopardize anything, especially with Sirocco's business within the city. We don't have to accept this offer, but as Sirocco said, it might be pertinent to maybe look into this fellow a bit more. And there seems to be someone over there that has some regard within the city, so maybe we should start there. And I gesture towards the lady of Alaric.
I look over and you know, I think she seems a bit busy. It would be rude of us to intrude on her evening.
we could frame this thing.
But thanking her would be the right thing to do, but still,
Exactly.
she seems busy.
She's engaged in a conversation.
And in any case, we are to leave.
And where are we to go?
Well, I did not expect it to be this way, but while myself and Vulcan left, I returned to my wife, and she asked to be introduced to all of you. For that, you are all invited to my home for dinner.
That sounds like an I'm sorry, I can't do the fucking gravel right now.
Okay.
God.
Sirocco's wife is Marlon Brando. Now let's go.
What time is it in the game?
This is approaching evening.
Yeah,
All the moving between the taverns and the houses and going to these. It takes a while walking everywhere.
I will look at Sirocco and say, "Do you know when the blacksmith is available?"
Well, most of them operate all throughout the day, keeping their forges hot and work, but their shop is only, well, mostly only open at the light of the day. They don't really open in the early hours, but they are open till the sun is up.
Sun is still up. or it is on the way down?
Because we wanted, no, I wanted at least to learn the way of crafting with the oh god, Steranium.
That,
There
that
was a
might be
blacksmith.
somewhat difficult, Vulcan, as that is not an ordinary blacksmith.
I know.
That-
That's why we had the contact here, right? Or at least they said that someone here knew how to. Do I remember this right? There was someone they
You guys
pointed
got
us
the name, I believe. I don't
the
know.
name. Yeah,
The name of a blacksmith that maybe know how to
Give me 2 seconds.
work.
Yeah, so we know the blacksmith's name, but he's working for the Inktar estate specifically. So it's not like, you know, he's just going to body. I don't even think we are allowed on the estate, right? That's like a closed, gated community or whatever.
It is a closed gated like estate, but it's not like you're not allowed on it. It's just that you probably won't get into the house itself.
Yeah.
The estate is bigger, much bigger than just the house.
We probably, you know, shouldn't really approach at the dead of the night.
Siliga.
How far is it away? Like, is it on the way home, or it's on the other side of the city? Can we get there?
Or the estate? The estate is at the heart of the city. It would not take much time. It would take like probably half an hour or so to get there. You guys are on one of the outskirts of the city, the market district, so that's a little bit of a walk. But you guys can get there before sundown probably, as sundown approaches.
Well then, if that is what you wish to do, Vulcan, there's no reason for us to not support you in this endeavor. And of course, I have to go with you.
We can go tomorrow.
True, we already have dinner plans for tonight.
Well then, if you're okay only going tomorrow, then we shall head to my place.
Please
Although
lead the way.
I do not think it would be suitable to accommodate all of you. So maybe renting a room here still would be advantageous. Sorry, like, there's not enough space for all of them, right?
I mean, you could fit them in, but it wouldn't be comfortable.
You know, we don't have a guest room.
Yeah, it's not the most spacious place. It could be cozy, but
You know, I know Vulcan just, you know, stands in the corner ominously.
she can clear up some space in her workshop.
Yeah, I guess. You know, Icarus is just going to stand there and she's going to dig herself in the streets, right?
God.
she can't.
Not
she
in the
can't-
city.
What she's going to do? She's going to just dig herself into our, like, you know, charcoal supply that we use for heating the house. She's going
God.
to just like a borrower. Sure, I guess, you know. Well, I guess there's enough space, not comfortably, but I do not mind to host all of you for a short while.
I appreciate. I don't like vibes.
I don't know why, but Icarus creeps me out right now. For just some reason, there's nothing new about her, but just
Just the
squirrels
voice.
like half asleep, mumbling voice.
It's the intonation.
It's not an accent. It's not even voice acting. It's just I don't like that. Just the fucking sleepy creep. All right. So yeah, I have they paid for their drinks?
Okay. Let's say you pay if four of you. Let's say a couple of drinks. That will be 16 copper pieces. So one
Well,
silver.
Yeah.
Sure.
Oh.
I'll
Okay,
I'll
three of
put
you.
drinks,
Sorry,
so-
not four. Yeah, three
Yeah.
of you. So only about 12 copper. So and one silver.
sure.
Two copper. It's not a lot. But it's
I'll put that down on the table, and then head towards the entrance.
I will follow.
as you
Mhm.
begin to leave and you head for the entrance, all of you are almost out when the bar begins playing a rather somber tone. As the music starts to build, as her voice rings out, and the sorrowful words hit your ears as you reach the door, Vulcan.
Mm.
The song stirs something in you.
Okay.
You've heard it before. A memory flashes before your eyes. In the moment, your friends don't even really notice you stopping until somebody runs into the back of you.
Sorry?
But as you stand there, eyes flashing over, you're drawn back to a different time, a different place. A bazaar. Many people going by you. No one looking at you. Nobody, just absolutely no one taking notice of how different you are. It's a strange feeling given the last few weeks. But then you see her again through the crowd, calling to you. The same blonde woman, the same silly smile on her face. She seems to be waving at you from through the crowd, and you seem to be walking towards her, and the song seems to be playing in the background. Its somber tone cuts through the bazaar, and as though on cue, you see hands reach out to grab her. You see a wagon pull up, and you see the woman shoved into it, and you chase, but you don't really get any closer. You come to the road, and you see a busy thoroughfare that's being currently parted by this carriage led by two of the largest horses. You see them. They seem to be sprinting away from you, and you just give chase. And as you begin to run, you notice that there's no clinking, there's no metallic sound of your feet, or metallic or stone based sound of your feet hitting the ground. You can't really look down, you're living a minute, but you get the sense that your body is much more agile, than your current state. You look up and the carriage disappears behind a bend. You look down, there's a puddle on the ground. And you look into it. You see the face of a man staring back at you. Brown hair, blue eyes, and strange purple horns rising out of your head. And then you're pulled back as you leave the tavern. The rest of your friends don't even really notice anything changing. Yet for you, the world is a little bit different.
I will look around frantically.
You just came out of the tavern. On the street, there's not much about that looks suspicious in any way. It's just a street with many establishments lined up one next to the other. There are a few people milling about on the road, but not much else.
I will
Nothing.
look at my hands.
It's strange. Strange? Why would they be strange? These are your hands, your stony, wooden, metallic hands. And then you look through them as your fingers part the puddle on the ground and you see the visage of your mechanical face. And for a moment in your eyes, they recognize something. But it's just a flicker and it's gone as soon as it came.
I will then continue to follow the others.
Sorry, what did he recognize?
Just a flicker of life in his
Ah.
eyes.
Jesus.
How dare my property be alive?
Oh damn!
Wait, he's alive? I thought he was a toaster. That's that's an anime title. You know, my robot.
I was
butler.
reborn I was reborn in another world as a toaster, and I took over everything.
Nah, I'll do longer than that. I
Yeah.
died in my previous world as a typical salaryman, but I ended up being reborn in another world as my toaster.
And the toaster had all the powers that I didn't have.
As I destroyed everything in my path.
Yeah,
All right.
nobody understands how powerful a toaster is until it's the only toaster in the world.
To be fair, I'd read it, but
No.
No,
yeah, I
no,
would. I would.
There's already
what, you
one
would
where they
read-
fucking reincarnates the vending machine.
Wait, you
what?
would read
Yeah.
typical salaryman toaster kun? Is that what you would read? Yeah.
No, it's vending
Yeah.
machine, Kun.
Ah, true.
And like, it's shit.
Oh, okay.
So-
Yeah.
So again, Vulcan, you turn and you see a truck moving fast towards you.
it's the
Oh,
wagon.
no.
It's
Yeah,
the wagon
fire.
from your vision.
And the
Ah.
truck get destroyed because I'm technically like almost 8 feet of metal. But sure.
It's like, you guys
So he
remember
will
that
give his
video?
life to get you to another life.
You guys seen that video where the truck is like from a bunch of directions is filmed as it's heading toward that like stick sticking out of the ground, and it's always cuts before it hits.
Yeah, have you seen the full video? It's fucking insane.
Yeah, it's insane, and it actually is. But yeah, as we leave, and I look at Vulcan, who is sort of turning his head rapidly in all directions. I say to him, "Good thinking, Vulcan. With all these things happening here, let's make sure nobody is following us for any reason."
I will look at him straight in the eyes, and I will say, "Yes, that's what I'm doing."
Oh, Vulcan, you have always had the keen eye. Sorry, I'll try to learn from you and be a bit more perceptive of my surroundings.
You're already good at that, though. You don't need teachings or anything.
That seems reasonable.
You flatter me, Vulcan. You do have a point, but still, it's good to try and push yourself. Anyway, shall we, Sirocco?
Sure. I start moving forward.
Are you keeping a lookout for following people?
I do.
Give me a perception. Actually, you can give me a wisdom check first, or wisdom saving throw first to see if you're able even right now.
Yeah, fair enough.
Of course he is. Emotional damage has no effect on him.
Well,
I probably wouldn't be bothered by such negative emotions.
it's 21.
Unbreakable.
Everyone's good enough. His will is immutable. Alright.
But yeah.
So, yes, you do in fact look around and give me a perception check actively, I guess.
Yes. Uh, 23.
Okay. And all of y'all have so much perception. Jesus, I never miss anything. Let me roll that. Ooh, okay. You do notice as you exit, there seemed to have been a man who was just sort of waiting at the entrance, and as you take off walking, seems to follow in step, keeping about 30 or so feet behind you, but he's definitely following you. You round a couple of corners and he's still there, following
This
at
might
the same distance.
this might be a stretch, but can I understand if is following someone is keeping an eye on someone specifically, like me specifically, or just the general group?
I don't think you can tell specifically, but he seems to be keeping the same distance to your group. He doesn't seem to be varying his pace at all. He doesn't look like he's trying too hard to blend in with people. He's just keeping a distance.
Do I see him as well?
On a 23, what's your passive?
Passive. I think it's 18.
You notice him as well, though you do lose him for a while in the middle there.
Just double check.
Does it look like he's far away for me to like whisper something and not be heard by him?
Oh, you can probably whisper something. He's like 30 feet away.
Okay. Then I will nonchalantly approach Sirocco and say, so we're going to normally. So your wife, what does she cook usually?
Well, I would say she's quite talented in the culinary arts, although when she started off, not so, but
And then I'll
she improved
whisper.
greatly.
And then I'll whisper, what do we do? Someone is following us.
I'm going to message the guy.
All right. What are you saying?
What the fuck?
You know, I don't like uninvited guests on my dinners. I would really appreciate if you've stopped following us.
The man stops dead in his tracks.
He can reply.
Oh no, he's not replying.
Old sweat.
He just stopped, and you see him just staring at you. He doesn't even know which one of you it was that spoke in his head. He just had like a real like come to Jesus moment where he's just like, I didn't even know this was a thing.
uh, is he? I guess he's intimidated somewhat.
Oh yeah, some freak just spoke in his brain. That's supposed to be his place.
Is that his response?
So that's what he's
Calling me a
thinking.
freak again? Is this the same guy who was taking notes of us?
No,
Is this one of the guys who put swords on us?
no.
Is this one of the people from the paladin stable?
Give me a history check.
History check. Do I remember what happened 5 minutes ago? I do not.
You didn't really take notice of anyone at the Paladin stable. Other than the Paladin.
What is he wearing? Is he like a cloak and hood, shifty guy?
No, he seems to be wearing mostly like simple, like commoner's clothing, nothing special. A brown shirt, and slightly strange looking, like half pants basically. They're sort of cut off at the like right under the knees.
Shorts.
Well, no, they're cut off right under the knees, more like cargo shorts, but like tight.
Board
Oh.
shorts?
What are they called? I don't know.
All right. As he stops, I continue walking with the group.
About 3/4.
So we're just going to leave him?
Well, if he doesn't follow us, don't think we have any qualm with them. Is he still following?
Oh
I ask
no.
Walker.
Well,
No.
you see him just standing there. He's standing out very much now because, he's not trying to blend in. He's sort of standing there.
The hell?
But you leave him behind fairly quickly and you continue on towards Syracuse house.
So many odd encounters today. I feel that you attract trouble.
First he calls you property, now you're talking.
Who said I'm talking to Vulcan?
Oh, you're talking to Icarus?
Well,
Why not Pragma?
Who said I aimed a sentence at any of them or all of them? Or maybe just myself.
You didn't say you, so that implies something.
I can refer to myself in the third person. Or the second person.
We have more problems than we previously thought.
It's like talking into a mirror to yourself. Or calling all your friends fucking idiots. So, heading home.
Alright. You continue on your way home. And as the red building once again within the alley approaches, it's a rather imposing facade now that you look at it and in the fading sun. It invites you in, but that's just you. Your friends look at it and it looks like, well, it looks like the entrance to hell. It's this dark red building with the setting sun sort of hovering over it. It's just a foreboding image. But
It's like
you make your way through it.
it's like walking into the open maw of a red dragon.
Yeah, and then then the door opens and then there's like a Jin woman behind it. It's like
What?
or like a 3D woman behind it. And you're like, okay. Not
Not
a
even-
stranger.
She's disguised.
Is she?
Yeah,
She's expecting friends. Why was she
Yeah,
in this guys?
but we discussed that,
Yeah.
while I
with
fully
the
trust,
others.
Oh yeah, that's true.
I
That's true.
trusted Vulcan with the secret, but the more
The other
people know
friends
about
are
the
weird.
secret,
It's not the robot that's the weird one.
Hey,
he's the most trustworthy and reasonable one.
That's
There's
fair.
an egomaniac and a cannibal.
I would probably sell you out if it benefited me. For curious purposes. Except
But
also
yeah.
probably not.
But yeah, I unlocked the door and ushered them in.
As you step inside, you see this beautiful woman with red hair sort of flowing down her back. She seems to have dressed up for the occasion. She's wearing one of her rather more revealing red sundresses. And, well, she seems to be in a jovial mood. She seems to have opened a bottle of wine, and most of it is gone. And as you enter Sirocco, she looks at your face and says, "Ah, new friend. Oh, look at him. He's cute." And she sort of walks up to Pagma and sort of pinches your cheeks. This one. Oh, this is the.
I say it's a pleasure to meet you. We've heard many a great thing.
Have you? My son doesn't seem like to talk a lot about me, but
Um,
I hope it's all nice.
Are you're cutting out a bit again?
Oh, okay. I hope it's all nice
very much in
things.
love. Let's leave it at that.
Well, I know he's in love with me, and I love him as well. But you never know with these things, right, honey? And she sort of looks at you.
And I always lie,
Well,
especially when I'm talking about you.
You'll see an RD and Hig play mom and dad. Oh, it's just
But
perfect.
any case, well, everyone, this is my lovely and dear wife, Lalahan. Honey, this is Pagma, Icarus, and of course Vulcan. You've already met.
welcome you back. Has my dear husband troubled you any further in the time we were apart?
Well, and I look at him.
But some people did
Why?
try to attack us in the tavern.
Yes.
Because of you, Sirocco.
Han, what did you do?
He was just being
Well-
himself.
Oh no.
That
That's
is,
troubling.
yeah, that's quite hurtful. I try to do that all the time, and it always causes trouble, it seems. But no, this time, some people were already watching us, and that odd ability that I've gained acted up, where I tried to look into them, well, into the issue. You know what I told you about, the weird eye thing.
Okay.
It's
Can I
it's,
see it?
it's strange. I don't know how to call it forward, to be honest. But I'm going to attempt to recreate the effect with the prestidigitation.
It's thoroughly impossible.
Yeah, it's absolutely not. I would need like major illusion for this shit.
No, minor damage would do it, but you don't have it.
Next spell to pick up, guys. Look, I can
Oh,
do it
yeah.
anytime. You know what? I'm going to try. I'm going to try to concentrate on it. You know, get a glance under that dress.
As you try to purr on your wife, give me a perception check.
Hey, that is the.
Oh my god!
Okay, well,
There are things that matter to Suraka.
The power of God is on my side.
The power of perv.
Hey, you know, if it's your wife, there's nothing pervy about them. That's just
Hey.
appreciation.
well,
As the eye opens on his forehead,
Rocco is a
His
big
vision.
game player.
his vision is filled with his wife's bosom.
And you know, the world is good.
You look at it from you know how your eyes like sort of pull back into the sky when you do it. You do pull back into the ceiling and you look down the dress.
Imagine, like, you know,
Her ample cleavage sits there being
you know how-
appreciated.
or you know how those shots when the camera just zooms around the woman's body and just, you know, between the legs and over the shoulder into the cleavage.
Yeah, it's kind of like that, except then she sort of turns to you, and you see her eyes just like wide with like fear and sort of like this strange appreciation and this almost disbelief.
I give her a double wink.
What? That's
It's weird, isn't it? I'm not quite used to it, to be honest, myself.
Can
But
I? And
it
she goes to touch it, and the eye closes. Just
it
close.
you know, I look at her and say, it does have its advantages.
Oh god.
Well, that's not something I was expecting to see today, but I guess that's what you do now.
Me
How
neither.
exactly?
Especially twice a day.
Wait, okay, because the dinner's ready, by the way. Let me set the table.
oh, we're not going to talk about the person that was following us.
There was a person, Sirocco.
Well, yeah, like I said, someone was watching us. Seems that a lot of attraction is coming on to us nowadays. I guess my visit is not going to be a long one again, honey. I
Wait.
do not want to attract this attention onto you.
I mean, could they possibly do to me? Honestly, I'm not that worried. It's more, well,
But I am.
like,
In
I
any
feel
case,
like this connection
let-
that you have with these people needs to be
let's-
explored a little bit more.
we'll talk about it. But let's have dinner. I'm starving. I don't think we have eaten today.
Food.
With that,
Very
she goes into the
nice.
kitchen and begins like setting the table. And
I don't- do we have a table?
that's large enough for this? No, but you have a small table that seats 4 people.
I guess, you know.
Oh
we
yeah,
can,
let the automaton standing, huh?
we can eat at the counter, right?
Of the shop, she wouldn't. That's her workplace. She's not gonna let you ruin that.
You know, we can pack away the things.
No, that's her. That's her pride and joy.
Yo,
She's
that's
not.
a
She
place of
doesn't.
comfort, man.
Oh,
Yeah,
no, Arnie, we were completely wrong. There's no need for a table. We're going to sit down, you know, roll out the carpet and sit down on cushions. And
Yeah, you
have
can do
dinner
that.
there.
That's fine.
I was gonna
Yeah.
say, can we have a picnic outside?
Yeah, that's the usual way how we eat.
That's fine, but she's still gonna bring the food out of the kitchen.
I'm going to help. You know.
Okay.
You know,
She's clearly put in a lot of effort. There's like a bunch of like small items, like small dishes that she's made, and then there's this giant goat that she's just cooked on a spit.
Jesus.
It's a Tundra goat.
It's a Tundra ram. But anyway, she brings out all of those things one by one, gets plates for everyone, brings this strange mulberry wine that's almost spicy in flavor, and pours it out for all of you, and takes a seat at the carpet as well. And as you all sit there and you enjoy this, it is very delicious. Like, this woman is an absolutely great cook, and she's clearly put in a lot of effort to impress slash feed her husband and his friend.
Yeah, the thing was, before she sort of toned it back a bit, it was almost inedibly hot, whatever she cooked. But now she holds back a bit, and she puts a bit more into her own own portion, but it's edible, absolutely delicious. It's Thunder Ram tapas.
Okay.
But yeah, as you consume, what is Vulcan doing?
Morgan is standing there, and
Waiting.
she sort of takes notice of this as well, and she sort of turns to Vulcan.
I'm
Oh,
going to
honey.
Sentry's Rest.
You can't eat, can you? Can I get
No.
you something? Some metal scrap, some coins? How do
I
you
will look at
exactly-
her. I will look at her again, dead in the eye, and say, "No thanks, I'm good."
Isn't that strange? Where do you get your energy?
That is a very good question.
Well, perhaps I can find out, actually.
Hate. I was about to say
I would be willing
hate
to
and
help.
contempt.
he runs on pure spite.
She sort of walks up to you, like she's done with her meal at this point, and she sort of gets up and walks up to you, and her long fingernail sort of comes up and touches you on the chest.
Again.
And she sort of runs her finger down your chest almost sensually, and like there's like a pulse from her hand, and you feel it reciprocate from inside you. And she sort of turns to you and says, some sort of power source in there. Not sure how it works. There's something. You want me to take it out?
So what was the
I'm
last
not
one
sure how
that you
to
said?
respond.
There's some sort of power source in there. She sort of clinks at it with her long fingernail.
And she asked me to take it out.
She asks if you want her to take it out and examine it.
Then I'm going to respond as I said. I'm not sure how to respond to that.
Oh, I'm fairly certain it won't kill you. Like, I'm like not 90, like 80% certain it will kill you. Or at least not immediately. I would be able to examine it for the
Honey, maybe leaving some mysteries for tomorrow.
Yeah, but whenever this power source looks perpetual in a way. And if you can power something like this.
As far as we can tell, he also doesn't need sleep.
Do you not sleep at all, Malcolm?
No. As a matter of fact, I haven't been able to. I rest, but I don't fully rest.
Wait, Vulcan,
When you
are
read,
you actually able to sleep and you just haven't been able to? Or you can't sleep?
I can't.
do you feel the urge to sleep though? Do you know how it will feel like to sleep?
No. To be fair, I don't perceive tiredness either in the same way that normally I was used to, I think.
You were used to. That mean you were like one of us before? Well, one of them. Okay.
Well, well,
Luca, you never mentioned anything like this before.
as a
See
matter of
Icarus
fact,
just jotting down notes.
as a matter of fact, I had another vision before. When we exited the bar, the inn, I saw, I think, my face. And I described the dream that I had. The dream, well, the vision.
Does this description mean anything to us?
No, no, no.
No, it's like that. What about
But-
Pegma?
To be clear, I when
mean
I
anything
saw
to me.
myself. Oh, go on. Sorry.
No,
Yeah, no,
nothing
nothing to anyone.
Okay.
Say, when you
Maybe-
saw your face?
Yeah, the horn. Did they remind me of the same horn that I saw? The
What was it? The true form of Siroko's wife, or
Oh no, not
They were
not quite like that. It was almost. It went from the temple of the guy of your temple all the way back, curling around your ear, sort of going down.
okay. So generic, let's say.
I mean, it was a horn. It was a set of horns. I don't know how
God, yeah.
generic horns are. You've
No,
seen
no,
like
no.
one other
I mean,
person.
like not like something specific, not like a specific creature or something like that. It was just
Arnie, would we identify this look as a tiefling's general
Would
look?
we?
yeah. I was about, but I don't think my character knows what tieflings are. So
The question is, do we know what tieflings are?
We ran into one. I'm pretty
But
sure.
yeah, but he was a weird demon man.
Would I know what tieflings are?
Would Pegma know what tieflings are?
would your wife know what tieflings are?
Oh, she knows.
Do I know what tieflings are?
Yeah, Icarus probably knows who tieflings are, honestly. The rest of you probably unlikely, but Icarus probably has this incline.
Oh, wonderful.
Demon fuckers.
They are bundles of joy.
what do you mean?
Kids?
Ugh.
No, Sirocco.
Ew.
I would never call anything that small or hard to deal with. Joy.
Then what are you talking about, Icarus?
They're called tieflings. They are. Well, they have demon devil somewhere. I'm not sure entirely which.
You mean Vulcan was like a demon spawn? And now he's a metal man?
I
Hey,
don't know the details, alright? Do you
sorry.
remember the.
I did not mean to gender you. You can be a metal woman if you want.
That is very
wasn't
true.
That wasn't the point, but thanks.
Oh. And how could such a change occur? Like, you mean he was
Hmm.
He was
be
flesh
honest-
Well-
and blood, and now he's
Obviously, through magic.
To be honest,
sure. Magic explains everything. It was not my magic.
I'm not sure.
Magic does not explain everything, Soraka.
But the thing is, I'm still not sure that they are my memories, if you know what I mean.
Oh.
I'm not sure that that person was me.
That's entirely understandable. And even
But-
if they were you, you're you. Currently. Past may have molded you, but there's no reason to look back on it with any you don't desire.
I just look at Icarus like, I have no idea what she means by that. But in any case, Vulcan, maybe if you have more visions, you will learn who this tiefling person is, and perhaps we can figure out if it is you or was you. Is you? Was you? Were you?
I
I
think
believe the proper context would be yes.
I think for now it's best if we stay on our path. And then when the time comes, I will know, I think. I will remember.
That is a
Well-
good, very good point, Vulcan. But before we step on this topic, what do you guys think of this? And I'm going to try to communicate mentally with Icarus and Pagma through the tethers. Ardi, is it working?
I mean,
Yeah, it works. What are you trying to say?
The feeling is warm, I would say.
It's a sending spell essentially.
My dear Holly has informed us that these tattoos are connecting us with invisible strings. And it allows us to say things to each other. Like this.
So, have we been able
Oh,
to communicate
wonderful.
with each other this whole time?
I think so.
You think I don't already have enough voices in my head?
You as you begin to have this conversation within your circle, within your brain, there appears to be a strain, and almost a pull that seems to pull back at you. And after a couple of lines of communication, you seem to be tapped out of it.
Oh.
So it's
Well, I guess
like a sending spell, but limited.
Yeah, twice a day.
Twice a day. Okay.
Two sending. Wait, didn't you say that like Icarus had more for some reason? Or they all have the same amount?
Well,
No,
so-
you said you. No,
I
you
felt
said Icarus
another
would,
pull.
yeah, you said Icarus would be able to contact whoever's on the other line.
Mm-hmm. Which is concerning.
Yes, and it appears, speaking out loud now, that there is someone else who is connected to us, far, far away. But that is a concern for another day, probably. A more
Hopefully.
concerning matter is what Vulcan said, the path. What shall we do now? We left Port Jarek, where the old man said to stay. Well, we had our reasons. But we were sort of assuming that the old man would catch up with us and tell us what's the next thing they want us to do. I'm not sure if we could just sit around and wait until he shows up again.
Nor am I. Although,
Well,
isn't that what he wanted us to do in Port Jarek?
Well, yes, I guess.
Port Jarek, operative words.
Yep.
In Port Jarek being the operative words.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. But it's not like we can go to Port Direct just all of a sudden.
Why not?
Uh, b- because we were framed as murderers and to, not to
I
escape
may have
prosecution.
accidentally revived someone.
Yeah, that happened as well. But more importantly, we were
Excuse me?
asked to be outside and not return for a while until, things calm down.
But we don't know if things calmed down.
I think they meant for a couple months, perhaps.
Probably.
Or decades.
Yeah.
People don't. People don't live that long in the tundra.
Well, I have nothing to do with this. So.
The new generation won't remember.
Well, I do have, apart from the blacksmith here, we do have another. As I said, old people pointed me to you, to the group, and the old builder said to go visit. Well, was it Grey Harbor? The
Yep.
city with Grey Harbor. Visit Grey Harbor and show them the amulet.
He
But
also mentioned something about, I believe, an aviary in Lacerian Hall.
Yes, constructed by him.
We should look at it.
yes, but I highly doubt it was meant as like a guidance for our journey. It was more along the line of if we find ourselves in that area, make sure to see his work and admire its beauty and construction. And for you,
agree.
Volkan, I agree that he meant for you to visit Grey Harbor and ask for their teachings, but I do not think he meant it right now, perhaps.
Oh no, I'm just saying that that's another point of it. I don't believe we should go now, but still, that's another clue, let's say, on what to do eventually.
Do you think, I address this to all of us, is there any way we could communicate with that old man? And, maybe ask him.
I wonder. Maybe. Probably not. Never mind. Don't worry.
Well, I can.
You can?
Well, not today, but technically I can.
Why didn't you done it before? We've been going towards Bladestone sort of just on a whim, thinking that it might be the right way.
Yeah,
But,
especially when we had no real way of knowing.
but nevertheless, it's a good thing that you're capable of it. I guess tomorrow we might have some answers then.
Perhaps.
The problem is, of course, it uses some of my energy. to do so.
What? How much of your energy are we talking here?
Not necessarily too much, but the thing is,
Is it detrimental?
no, it's not. But still, I'm not sure that's going to help.
Better than nothing.
Yep.
Action is always better than inaction.
But we have something in the city, don't we? We have something to do.
But yes,
And for what I
it's bo-
can see, we can find work here. Mind you, it wasn't the best work, but I'm sure we can find something else.
I would
yes.
prefer to be in the public eye as little as possible.
Yes, it would be a good idea to earn a bit more gold while we wait, but maybe once we learn if we are needed immediately. Right?
Sure.
And tomorrow we can visit that blacksmith fellow and perhaps make a deal with him. We have some steranium. We also have the information of where they could obtain more. Not as in where they could mine it out, but perhaps where they could buy more from the people of the forest. What was this place called again? The Thunderdome. What? It was something like the Thunderdome.
Hmm.
Where's it? What was it called? It wasn't the Thunderdome, but it sounded like the Thunderdome.
Osiren.
A Tinderdome, that was it.
Tinder dome.
A siren, yeah. You know, they have Terranium to sell now. I guess. Well, that's what they said, right, Arnie? That they haven't found the big deposit for a long while, but now they have.
Hmm.
But they
A
don't
few
really.
different
Hmm?
a few different ones. It's like hard to extract though, and they have limited ways of doing it.
Yeah, they don't mine it anymore because it's difficult, and they don't use it that much because they don't have the people who do it. They don't have the magic miners. But in any case, this dinner was lovely, honey. But maybe you should retire for the night.
Oh, oh yes, we should retire. Are your friends going to be staying here? I hope they're not staying here. We have a lot of catching up to do.
Well,
It's okay, Soroka. We'll take our leave.
I think
I would invite them to stay, but you know, our catching up can be quite loud.
Oh no.
I think Vulcan will have to stay. Just by those damn contract that they've had me sign.
I can stay outside. I will stay outside.
Arnie, is that possible? Am I allowed to send him to the tavern?
No. I meant literally outside the house.
Just standing outside ominously,
Yeah.
as always.
Yeah.
Oh, you will hear
Literally.
that.
No.
God.
Anyway, so in that case, I'm going to give money to Pagma and Icarus.
Bless you.
How much?
How much is a room?
You don't really know. You don't really ask for how much it was. But you can estimate like probably a silver a night per person.
It should be like common knowledge.
Do I pay? Question. If I go with Pagma or Icarus, no. This is a serious question. Do I pay even though I don't use a bed?
I think you go by stable rates.
Can we not treat him as like luggage?
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's what I mean. Like,
fucking carry on.
no, that's what you pay for your carriage parked in the back or something. Your horse in the stable.
Depends. Do you want to be a person?
At this point, I don't think that's a question. I don't think they see me as a person anyway, so
We'll make a man out of you.
eventually.
Make a man.
Time is
But yeah,
racing
I think
towards us.
Vulcan, he can wipe his memory. He has the
No.
ability.
I'll stay. Look, I stay outside the house. I don't wanna hear.
Yeah. Yeah.
Actually, I'm staying outside seriously because I want to check for something too.
So
I would say outside the house, literally, like quite outside the door. I want to check if anybody comes here, like looking for me or whatever, because I'm still not
the people
like,
following us.
people following us. Yeah, I don't want to.
I'll
have
give
people following us.
Pagma and Icarus each 10 gold.
Alright.
Maybe they come across something on the way, or they want to buy something. Like, I don't know. Icarus needs some fresh bodies.
What the?
No, she's fairly full right now. The nose is still relatively fresh.
Fresh nose. But yeah, I guess we part ways.
All right. With Vulcan standing guard outside and the other party making their way back to the tavern, Icarus and Sirocco and his wife Lalahon retire to their chambers tonight.
And what we do is that we sit down on the ground, on little cushions, we light candles and hold hands and talk about the adventures that Sirocco had. Late
Yeah.
into the night,
And then she fucks his brains out.
Come on, Artie. That's just implied.
No, he fucks his brains out. Dave, you hear him screaming. Sorry, Vulcan, you hear him screaming.
And a single
Of
tear.
course, you
And a single tear
But
streams down my eye.
it's mutual screaming.
Oh god.
We bring the gnome in.
Oh no.
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 2 gnomes.
One for you, one for me.
We never have enough gnomes.
Oh no.
Indeed.
I still have 1 wild shape left.
Oh my god, don't you
Oh,
dare.
No. No. But
Oh,
anyway.
I'm just using my story form.
Oh no.
Do anyone approach during the night?
You gave a perception check.
Okay.
The rest of you managed to make your way back to the inn, and for 1 silver piece, you can get the room.
17.
17. Now, nobody seems to approach during the night, and there doesn't appear to be any observers who've followed you and are observing you from afar.
Okay.
The other two manage to make their way to their beds and find their way to sleep. And eventually, the rest of you wake up as Sirocco lays in bed for a little bit longer. Just, it's been a long night. He's a little bit sore.
No, it's for cuddling.
That's what he tells people, but it's mostly because of the soreness in his eyes. But
I give and receive.
But she wakes you up in the morning, Sirocco, and brings Vulcan back into the house.
Wait, how does she bring Vulcan back into the house?
She opens the
Unwillingly.
door and calls him in.
Unwillingly.
Alright. I was gonna leave that up to Ardy's discretion.
She activates the control collar that forces him to
Oh
obey
my
his
God.
master.
Oh no.
Obey your
See, I was thinking just a leash, but he takes
Oh,
You realize Master of Puppets is on my playlist for Icarus.
sure. But yeah,
Obey your master.
God.
Master of pulling us
But it-
straight.
but yeah, I guess once we get ready, we should head to the tavern and look for if Bagma and Icarus survive the night.
You eventually make your way to the tavern, and you find Bagma and Icarus in the morning, holding onto a couple of beverages in the tavern downstairs, and just enjoying an early breakfast.
I changed the
As
stuff,
you-
by the way.
As you approach Bagma, you notice that Vulcan seems to have this strange, horrified look on his robotic face, while Sirocco seems to be beaming ear to ear.
Soroka, you look like you're glowing, Vulcan. Why do you look like you're in pain? Was it a rough night of rest?
No.
Oh yes, our dear friend Vulcan decided to be a lookout for the night and watch the streets for anyone still following us.
Yeah, that's the reason.
That's great of you to do.
There were horrors in the night, but they came from inside the door.
What is horrors about passionate love between
Everything.
man and wife?
Hearing the passionate love is the horror.
It's beautiful, don't you understand?
No.
It's like hearing your mom and dad going at it.
I'm not your father.
I'm
Yeah,
not.
but
There's a
Uh-huh.
reason why people have gags,
I'm also-
What the?
I think that is just wrong. All right.
If I have the
Yes,
choice,
I can't lie.
if I have the choice to go back being flesh, I won't take it.
Fucking
I reject my
reject the flesh. Become one
reject
with the
humanity.
machine god.
Exactly.
All right.
Anyway.
Getting back to the fucking get away from this shit. I need to get a divorce so we can ignore this.
Nah, man.
that's
it's fine.
Nah.
No, the thing is, it just worries me that there's two guys going to join the Sunday game, and we, one day we for some reason visit fucking Adrish's family, and this conversation just going to happen all over again, just even worse.
That's perfect.
This should be long dead.
Adrish the old man and his beautiful elven wife. All right. So Well, I hope you had a good night rest and your bellies are full because we have things to do today.
Did we have a good night's rest?
Yeah, your rest was pretty easy. No,
Okay.
no strange dreams, no strange visitations.
Okay.
Talking helmet is still slightly annoying, but it's fine. It's getting to the point where you do feel a tug of hunger.
Hmm. Sure.
Well,
I
then
might be nibbly.
what should we do first? Should we head to the estate and seek out that blacksmith, or should you said you had a way of contacting the old man, right? Oh, but no, you wouldn't. Because Vulcan, you said the old man you talked with died, right?
Yes.
Are you able to speak with the dead then?
Not yet.
N- Well, technically, yes, I can, but
Oh.
but no, I I think I can't.
But you said you had a way to contact the old man.
If he's still alive, I can, but to be honest, I'm not sure he's dead.
Well, we can
Well,
certainly
if-
give it a try.
If he is, then yes, I assume I cannot.
But if he's dead, then I don't think we have any reason to wait for him.
Hmm.
No, I assume not.
That would be, again, an answer. You know, he's dead, and this whole thing, let's call the whole thing off and do something else. But I feel before, this revelation happens, maybe we should just do something a bit more mundane and comprehensible. And find a blacksmith. How about that?
That sounds like
Indeed.
a good idea.
So, when you say find a blacksmith, there are multiple blacksmiths within the city. Is there
No,
one in particular that you're looking for?
Yeah, we're looking for a guy. The
The one
guy
on Empire
we were
State.
talking about.
We
Give me
had
a
the
moment.
name,
I'll
right?
find his name.
You're looking for
Yeah.
Siligar Stone.
Yeah.
Yep.
Alright. You were told that he was
What's his name?
the in
Stonehoof?
charge.
I remember it being Siligar. I don't know about his last name.
Siligar
Siligar.
Stone.
I thought Stonehoof was Ionia Stonehoof was the Sylph woman's name.
No.
Ah.
Her name was literally the Sionia. She didn't have a last name.
Ah, okay.
Okay.
It was a misinformation in my notes.
Ionia did tell you about it. Maybe that's why you.
All right, let's go find Siligar.
So you head towards
Do we know about this guy in the first place?
What you
So
know
that-
is that he works at the Incarus. That's what you were given.
Yeah, but he's not like the most famous blacksmith in Bladestone. Everybody heard of him.
There's a few famous blackstones in Bladestone, not him. At least not that
Okay.
the wider public would know about.
Well, I guess not many people like. There's not much access to metals, right? So I guess not many people would be blacksmiths.
I mean, there's plenty of access to metal. There are plenty of mines in and around Tundra. That's the one thing the continent is rich in, is metal. And also the fact that there's literally Bladestone, like Bladestone is built around the fact that there's all these trees with weapons ready-made, essentially.
Yeah,
Is right there.
I thought that was the deal that everybody was using blade wood weapons because metal was scarce.
Yeah, but the thing is, Bladewood is also worked by blacksmiths. They just adapted to do that kind of stuff. They're not really carpenters who work on plate wood. It does
No,
need to be. It doesn't get
is-
forged. It gets enchanted in a way.
Yeah, it's the
So-
druids that make the blades, and I guess the blacksmiths who put them together into swords.
It's a very rigorous process. It takes a lot of effort, but those weapons are not the most common weapons. Like most people don't carry blade wood swords. Like those take months to make.
Ah,
It's the most common weapons are still made out of normal metals, which are mined. Some of the bigger mines are in near Mocanos and Oklanos, but there are mines in and around Blaistone as well. There's a lot of metal to be worked in the mountain.
all right. So yeah,
Like-
let's head to the
Think
estate
about it.
and ask
Think about
questions.
it this way: you've only seen a couple of people with blade wood swords till now. But
So far, we only seen one.
it's not the most common thing. It's widely available, but the first part is like extraction is hard, and then like enchanting it into the shape of a sword is much harder than like making a normal sword. So you head towards the Inkta estate, and as you walk the streets of the city and you move towards the center, you see the crowd begins to pick up. Seems to be more people on the streets in and around the center area. As you go through the market district, it becomes more and more crowded. You approach what looks like this large wall. It's built in this Gothic style with these spires sticking out odd angles every few hundred feet. And at one of the one such spire near the should be the southeastern side of the wall, you come to a gate, and beyond it, in the distance, you see this large spire, about maybe 150 feet or so tall. And in its shadow lies this large keep. It's mostly made out of what looks like some form of blackish gray slate stone, but also it's been topped. It's also topped with these greenish, almost glass-like rocks that seem to form the roofs of most buildings.
Does it look like it was sung into place or it was built?
So the main structure of the keep itself looks like it's been sung into place. The walls seem like they've been built.
Yep. Is the gate open?
The gate is open. There are a couple of guards holding fast outside the gate, but they're letting people through. And once in a while, people do go in, and they're not really stopped, but they are asked for what their business is. As you approach the guards as well, they sort of look at you and check out your group, and this smallish dwarven woman, sort of stocky build, brown beard, and a strange bulbous nose that sort of comes to a point a little bit longer than most dwarfs. Looks at you and says, "Hey, you lot, you be going into the keep then. What do you need?"
Oh, greetings. We are looking for Siligar Stonehoof, a blacksmith in the employment of the estate.
So, no, is he expecting you?
No, we are we have a common acquaintance. She suggested that we visit him.
Yeah, well, if he's around, see him. Probably drunk off his ass again, but maybe he'll talk to you.
Oh, thank you. Where do we find him?
She sort of points in a direction, like, just go down that way and you'll see. Sure, it's fine.
Just follow the stench of booze.
But you make your way inside and you see in the distance this rather large chimney bellowing black smoke into the air. And as you approach in that direction, you see what looks like a smallish sort of dome-like structure. It's about maybe 30 feet across, but at the top of the dome, there's about a 10 feet wide chimney that's just bellowing smoke into the air. And as you make your way inside, you see the forge at work, and you see a man hammering away at something, a human man hammering away at something on an anvil. And as he continues to strike and the metal rings out, he begins to notice your approach. There doesn't appear to be any counter or anything like that in this workshop. It seems more like just a workshop. Doesn't appear to be a shop of any kind.
There's no shop, only work.
Oof.
This human man, probably in his early 40s, is hammering away at this anvil. And as you approach, he sort of looks up at you. He's got this wispy grey hair, almost mostly balding on the top, wearing this large, what looks to be a leather apron, and is like covered in soot from head to toe, basically. Pulls back this face plate that seems to be protecting his face, lifts it up, and acknowledges you. Oh, how can I help you?
Greetings. We are looking for a gentleman called Siligar Stonehoof.
Oh, this is his workshop. I am an iron princess working with Mr. Stone. He is otherwise indisposed at the moment, but if you give me a message, I will be sure to relay it at his earliest convenience.
Is he around, or it's not a purchase visit, or it's related to work? We have met an acquaintance of his, and she requested to convey her
Message.
Well, she asked us to say hello, to be honest.
The thing is, he's not quite well ready for work yet. And you see him glancing, and in the
Just a corner, there's a pile.
there's not in a corner in a pile, but on a small cot near the smallish cot near the southern end of the room, you see what looks to be this half orc, half dwarvish gentleman.
A dork?
A dork.
God.
Dwarf? I don't know.
What?
His long beard is obscuring his rather large fangs that are tusks that stick out of his lower jaw. His face displaced first by his orcish jaw is lined with the dwarven beard that seems to, incorporate the worst of both races. And he seems quite passed out. As you see next to his bed a half-empty bottle of rum.
Question. Does lesser restoration remove the intoxication from alcohol?
It does remove poison, right?
Yeah, it removes the poison.
It does. It probably will.
Yeah, but Does he want that?
No, but I don't care. And I'm going to say, is that? And I'm looking at the guy.
The guy sort of nods, but like he's like nodding in the way where it's like he's just embarrassed.
Yo, he's just like begrudgingly has to admit, yeah, this is
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
master.
This is the amazing person I'm working with and I'm apprenticed with.
I don't
Should
hate my life.
Should I
Well-
wake him up?
Perhaps that wouldn't give the best impression of us if we roused him from his slumber. What time is it? Is it like early?
It is fairly early. It's like almost a couple of maybe 3 or so hours past sunrise. The thing is, like, it seems impossible that somebody's sleeping in a racket of this sort because there's like the dude literally hammering on an
I can relieve him of his intoxication if we choose so. So he may.
That might be helpful. Can you do that, please?
I'll go near him. I will place my hand on the shoulder of the man, and I will cast. I will cast Lesser Restoration on him.
The spell watches over him, and you see a faint wisp of vapor evaporating away from him. And as the next rung of the hammer hits the anvil, the man hammering the anvil, about the ringing tone of it sends shivers down your spine, but it draws an audible gasp from the man in bed. What are you doing, Ari? Oh, it's too early in the morning for this. What? He opens his eyes and you see this confused look on his
Giant
face.
robot man.
And there's this robot standing over him, casting stuff. And he looks at you and says, "Oh, I don't think I will be right to sleep." And he begins closing his eyes again.
I will look at the others.
Guys, I need to share something with you. I tried to look up an orc elf hybrid, and the two images that came up are both amazing. So, this is, I put them in artworks. Look at this. It's standard. Normal thing. That's what you expect.
Why orc elf?
It's orc dwarf. Sorry.
Yeah.
But look at this amazing art piece.
It is quite something. That's what he said. That's what he said.
Like, that's it, right?
Yeah, that's basically it.
So sorry, sorry to interrupt, but I just had to share this. I love it. I love him. I don't know who made
He
this.
looks like the bottom one or the top one?
Yes. Well, he's awake.
Yes, I'm awake. Oh my god.
My apologies to bother you, Mr. Stonehoof.
Do you apologize? Do you really?
No, not really.
Here. I just why would you wake me up so early in the morning? It's not even mid afternoon yet.
Well, no, but we thought that we might have something that piques your interest, and perhaps you would forgive us for waking you up at such an early hour of not the afternoon.
What do you?
Well, you see, we've come quite a long way from Port Drek and passed through the forest and met up an acquaintance of yours. She, Ionia, told us that you would be the right person to visit if we wish to learn more about steranium forging.
His eyes sort of open wider, and he sort of gets up out of bed, walks over to the wash basin in the corner of the room, and splashes water on his face. After he's done splashing the water, he dunks his face in the water, comes up, shakes it like a dog. The main loses a torrent of water around the room, including at the furnace, roars with life.
Just dries his beard in the backdraft of the furnace.
Yo,
Yeah.
does his voice like change and does he get proper serious as well? Like his tone just suddenly shifts.
He sort of looks at all of you and he goes, Ionia sent you. It's been a while since I've had that reference. I didn't know the glaives of the business. Who might you be?
Oh, it's a pleasure to meet you. My name is Sirocco. This is Icarus, Bagma, and this is Vulcan.
Oh, what strange working of metal are you? He sort of comes up to you, Vulcan, and sort of knocks at your knees.
And I'm going to take a step back.
Are you going to have the reflex where you hit your knee and you kick him in
Kick
the
him. No. I'm not. I'm me. I'm just me.
Well, just you. You're quite something. Anyway, you said something about steranium.
Yes, when we were passing through a bit of a... Well, there was a bit of an outbreak, and seems some steranium got exposed. We managed to acquire a small amount, and I sort of bring. I guess I would have brought it out before into my pack from the storage.
Oh. You know, I haven't held steranium ore in my hands for probably a decade at this point. This stuff went out of circulation a while ago. Where did you find this?
Well, as we have aided the people of Osiren in stopping that outbreak, they allowed us to harvest some from their new found veins.
Can't say I'm not intrigued. It is quite a mental to work, and it requires some special skills I haven't honed in years.
Exactly, and you see, and I gesture towards Vulcan. My good friend Vulcan is an exquisite craftsman, but he does not have any knowledge of steranium forging, and he told me that he would be interested in learning. Oh, sorry,
Oh.
I did not want to speak in place. And I sort of step back and gesture him to step forward. You know, who am I to talk for him?
I will step forward and say, indeed, I wish to know more about forging in general. And this is something that I cannot interact with. D?
1 second.
Oh, okay.
Give me 1 minute, sorry.
Yeah, no worries.
Guys, I'm gonna have to take like 5 or 7 minutes off. I'll be back at 5.
Oh, okay.
Alright, no worries.
Cool. Stretch some.
So once we're done here, what do you guys want to do?
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Excuse me. I'll be back in a sec, guys.
Guys, I have to go out in like 5 minutes. So
Oh, really?
yeah, I said at first I have like 2 hour, 2 hour and a half, but and like
Mm.
I have to go outside.
But we'll. I guess we check with Ardy if
Yeah,
we can leave you with the old blacksmith.
yeah. If you guys can,
And we can handle that next week, or if
Yeah,
we cut off here and continue on from here.
Okay.
All right. Have a fun night,
Thank
and
you.
we see you next week, right?
See, yeah, I should be able to.
How's that thing about you not being able to Saturday? Do you have?
I honestly don't know because I still don't have. I'm waiting for people to tell me.
Yeah, no
what's
worries.
going
I just
on,
wondered if
but-
you had any new info.
No, I don't. I may be able to continue playing, but I don't know. I don't know anymore.
What happened?
Hey. Zero has to go now.
Yeah, I have to go out.
Oh. Oh, okay. Okay.
Hello?
Yeah, I was just wondering, if we leave the big robot with the blacksmith and continue on a bit, or if we cut off here.
It is. The thing is, like, no, I'd rather continue the blacksmith. The blacksmith has some shit to say, so we'll just pick up here next week then.
Oh,
Well,
we done playing for the evening.
I thought, like.
Oh, we can do. You know what we can do? Where were you guys planning to go after this?
But the plan was to have, Vulcan try sending the old man and see if we can get some info there. And if nothing comes up, we will look for work. To be honest, because then
Alright.
we just
Let's
wait
do that.
here. Yeah,
Let's
that's
do that
why I
then.
said we leave Vulcan with the blacksmith. They have a chat next week.
Okay, Vulcan. Big robot man hanging out with big blacksmith. Small blacksmith man.
Okay. Sorry, guys, but really I have to go out.
Hey,
It's fine. Don't worry about it.
That was cool.
see you next week.
See ya.
So, the rest of y'all are looking for work. How exactly do you want to look for work? Having left Vulcan at the blacksmith's. You are at the Inktar estate currently. So
Pardon? Sorry?
you are still currently at the Inktar estate as you leave Vulcan inside the forge.
To have important discussion.
Mhm.
I mean, I guess we could start with the Adventurers Guild and see if there's any sort of work. Is there a guild?
There's no adventurers guild to speak of.
Yeah.
There's a city like job board essentially that gets posted by the guards that some people take on. There's different factions within the city that offer work, but there's no real like adventurers guild that does adventures, for adventurers.
Yeah, who would adventure in the Tundra?
Yeah. There's a merchants guild. They probably have some contracts up. There's 1 second, sorry. It's on. There's the Church of Alaric, which oftentimes has some missionary work for people to do. There's
What is
the
missionary work?
well, it's not missionary work, but it's more like not for profits work for people to help people around the city, the less
Ah.
fortunate,
So not work.
volunteering. Then there's
Uh,
contracts that are posted by the Blade Guard, which are like bounty contracts and stuff like that.
This is something that I picked up, I guess, before.
Yeah, that kind of stuff is fairly common. They don't really have enough people to send out after every delinquent, so they often get alternate employment or alternate labor.
Well,
There's also just like asking around the entire estate for like any work around there maybe, but that's up to you guys. Depends on what you guys want to do really.
Where do you recommend we start with, Sirocco? I feel like you have a better idea of the city's pulse. Is there somewhere where jobs sort of congregate? Like
well,
a
there's
job
plenty
board
of
potentially?
bases. Most factions outsource their work for all sorts of tasks.
Yeah,
But
so that's the thing. Like, it's the kind of work that you're looking for that's not like available everywhere. So these kinds of things happen in taverns or in like merchants guilds will often put out calls for mercenary groups to escort caravans.
they put like on the bounty board in the tavern, and,
Yeah,
looking for bodyguard for.
yeah, essentially like that. There's no like adventurers guild where you could pick up.
But perhaps if we're at the entire estate already, we might as well ask if there is some sort of task here that we could take up.
There's also one
They-
task that you have been contacted for already.
Yeah, by a criminal organization.
Criminal
Yeah.
extrajudicial.
you know, I know, Icarus is, and even Sirocco is on sort of the grey side of being good and law abiding, but still.
Yeah, you guys need to be more like Pagma.
Oh my
Yeah,
god,
that's
this is so annoying.
the exact reason we have Pagma with us. There's no way we can do crime.
One of my friends is drunk off his ass and he just messages me and he wants me to come to his house and I'm broke. Chill.
He wants to see his boy.
Dude. Chill.
So yeah,
He wants to see his guy, man.
let's find some contrast on the Inktar estate.
Okay. Do you talk to that steward potentially? That
Yeah,
you spoke to?
let's talk with the big nosed dwarf at the gate.
I'm back. Sorry about that. I lost track of time.
Yep.
You good? You good?
We decided to leave Vulcan with the blacksmith as Zero had to leave, and now we're looking for a job.
Oh, wonderful.
Because we don't know if we need to wait in Bladestone, so we might as well do something in the meanwhile.
True.
So you approach the guard at the estate and one of the guards at the estate and he sort of examines you, looks you up and down, says, "You're back awful quick. Where's the big tin can that was rattling around with you?"
We left it with Master Stonehoof for a small while. I have a question for you, my good friend. Actually, may I have your name, just to be less formal? Myself, I am called Sirocco.
Sirocco. Name. My name is Reynard. Reynard Yeoman.
It's a pleasure, Reynard. I was wondering, does the anyone in the Ingtar estate, perhaps the Ingtar family himself, looking for any kind of aid? Is there any kind of work posted for such individuals as ourselves? We are quite well prepared for danger of the outside of the city, and I myself a quite accomplished traveler of these lands.
You mean smirk work? On the estate itself, it's kind of hard. You could probably ask. Have you tried asking at the council house?
The what house?
The council house.
Council house.
It's on the estate. It's where the council meets every week. They often have tasks that they assign. They pay well. It's just they're often more trouble than they're worth.
That sounds perfect for us.
That could be a description of us as well. Just often more trouble than worth.
Rhino, was it?
Reina, yes.
Rhino. My name's Pagma. It's a pleasure to meet you. Thank you for your help.
Yes, pleasure.
Yes, thank you very much. Let us head to the council house then. Is the council in session today? We wouldn't want to barge in and cause.
Oh no, don't worry. They will let you anywhere near the council. But no, I don't think the council is in session today. But there should still be some people around the house.
Thank you. Heading over there.
As you begin walking towards the council house, in the general direction the man pointed, you ask around and make your way there. It takes about a couple. It takes like 5 minutes, so you're within that state. It doesn't take. But come up to this rather large, almost cylindrical building with these almost basalt stone columns that seem to surround the structure. The structure itself is mostly made out of glass and is sort of domed at the top. It has this rather large entrance, maybe 20 feet high, about 10 feet wide. These gates that are always open. There are guards posted outside. Upon approach, they ask you about what business you have in the house. And upon informing them that you're here to work, they allow you in. As you enter the building, you see at the front of this rather large atrium, this almost maybe 70 to 80-year-old man sitting hunched on a chair behind a desk, sorting through paperwork. As you approach, he continues working. There appears to be a bell at his desk.
Is the bell like clearly there to gain his attention?
It seems to have been pulled back towards himself, to where it's like, don't disturb me if you don't need to, but yeah, it's there for you.
Yeah, I gingerly reach out and make a small noise with the bell.
As you sort of go and try to ring the bell, he sort of eyes you. His eyebrows lift, raise, and look towards you.
I stop my hand before ringing and greetings. Me and my companions are wondering if there is a requirement for our services. is there any kind of task the council has put out that we could take up for compensation?
What kind of specialization do you have?
I sort of take a look at myself and the companions, and turn back. Well, we are both able in combat and in the arcane arts. We are seasoned travelers of the Tundra. I myself worked and still working in actions of searching and locating people and apprehending delinquents.
Oh, Hunter. Very well. And he points a finger towards the eastern direction. And as you look in that direction, you see a board among 3 different boards. This one in the middle that he's pointing towards.
Let's head over there.
You walk over to the board, and it is filled with different requests. Some escort missions, some retrieval missions, some bounty missions. Give me a investigation check to see if you can find something that's worth your while and within your expertise.
I wish I could read. No, I guess we should each take a board. Icarus, you take this central one. I'll check out the one on the left. Pegma, you check out the one on the right.
Sounds good. Sounds good. No,
Okay.
I can't.
Each of
I
you
can't
give
do
me
the
an
creepy again.
investigation check.
Investigation?
The left board is clearly about doing their, aiding with tax, filling out tax forms, and
It's mostly scribe work. Not your particularly good scribes. Squirrel, it's yours.
Investigation.
Okay.
I need a roll as
My
well.
HUD disappeared. That is a... Oh, that's only a 17.
Bunny?
It's
17,
muted.
that's pretty good.
Yep.
Sorry, what do I need to roll?
You're checking at the right
Investigation.
board for jobs. Investigation check.
Investigation. That's going to be an interesting roll. So, my investigation is probably 0.
Oh, this
Five.
is it is for foraging tundra turnips.
I think this one would be most fitting. It would be a nice change of pace. And an easy way for us to ease into life here.
Yeah, each 100 turnip turned in, pays you 1 silver. Oh, okay. That was a bit much, not 1 silver, 5 coppers.
So, both of you seem to muck about a little bit, look at some requests. Most of them are outdated. Some of them are marked as clearly too dangerous for you.
What is too dangerous for us?
Well,
COVID?
there seems to have been a dragon sighting that you feel like it might be slightly above your pay grade. There also seems to have been an attack on a caravan by a storm giant that seems to have disappeared into the middle of the night. That investigation is still pending. Nobody seems to want to take that up.
We
Why
put
would
that in the
they?
B column. That's our backup option.
But you, on the other hand, Icarus, find a couple of jobs that seem intriguing. One of them especially stands out to you. It's a job for this woman called Esilantra Samar, who is from the Textile Importers Union. And she is seeking, people of strong mind and stronger muscle to perhaps aid her in the recovery of certain goods that have been lost within the Silken Bazaar.
Oh. Right?
There's another that's specifically marked out from the leader of the Grain Importers Union. His name is Lupus Highwale, and he actually does sit on the council.
Ooh.
And he is seeking an escort to his personal caravan out of the city, where he is going to be supplying the countryside with the Tundra, with grain for the coming winter. And he needs people to basically travel with him. He needs 12 people, and he says that they will be paid handsomely.
Absolutely not.
Huh.
Do you guys remember what happened last time we escorted someone?
Murder!
Especially of high
All
importance.
aboard the murder.
That was
No,
once.
This is a bit above our pay grade. I can't.
No,
And
it's
then-
not about our pay grade, it just brings back bad memories.
Nah, escorting is probably maybe the one thing that we should have partaken in
Literally
right
the
now.
first night, the high rank client is fucking assassinated. We run across the Tundra to chase down the killer. And
Guys, like we're running out of cities that we can stay in.
exactly.
Like, I don't know about all that. I don't know about all that.
So yeah, is there any more?
Is there?
There isn't any more that you find particularly interesting, but as you turn away from the board, a little bit disappointed in the results, this woman, dressed in regal garb almost, long black hair about shoulder length, a little bit below shoulder length, sort of sweeps by you and to the board and pins something to it.
I immediately
She-
pivot and look.
She looks at all of you as she turns away from you, and you can see her mascara is sort of running, and she's been crying.
I'm definitely looking at whatever the fuck she pinned.
Excuse me, miss, are you okay?
I'm
Is there any way that we could
just
help?
need some. Are you what are you, mercenaries of some kind?
In some vein, yes, we have expertise in combat.
I just, well, my name is Darogna Swastin.
You're going to have to post that somewhere,
Yeah,
aren't you?
brother, what? Also, she's still crying.
Yeah, she's basically still weeping.
I'm gonna
What I
hand
heard
her
is like a
handkerchief.
Rognas postgerag.
I'm gonna hand her a handkerchief.
She sort of
Dark.
wipes at her face. My son, can take him.
What's her name?
It's on Discord. The Rognas was still.
Brother, how did you expect us to spell that? Ardy, nah, bro, please.
No, the spelling wouldn't be that hard, but Artie still sometimes cuts out for me, and
Really?
yeah, like
sometimes it just gets a bit muffled.
I get most of your sentences because I put together what you're trying to say, but like when you say something specific, I was like, fuck, what did he actually said?
Okay. I try to be more loud. Yeah, so she says, they have my son, the signifiers. They took my son.
Who took your son, ma'am?
The Atreus signifiers. They're
Do I
Yo,
know
that sounds
anything
like-
about him?
That sounds like a boy band / like biker group.
It sounds like a cult.
I think we should know who those are.
they are a very famous, like very famous mercenary band in the Tundra. They are essentially like the people you hire when you need to go to war with a country or with a city.
Oh,
Why did they take your son? If I may.
I don't know. I've been blocking their. They've been trying to establish a base of operations in the city, and I've been blocking it within the council. And
Ah,
I think this is just some form of retaliation.
leverage.
Blackmail, you mean?
Yes, but he was grabbed from outside the city wall, so I can't claim it under the codes.
What was your son doing outside the city? It's dangerous out there.
She sort of looks at you, and she just has this devastation in her eyes.
Ah,
I don't think it matters.
It
Guys?
might matter to them.
have they contacted you? Are they demanding your support for their claim in the city? Or
Well, that and money.
ah,
They're trying to ransom him back to me. But I am a rich woman, but I do not have the means of offering them what they need. I can give them the money, but I cannot budge on. I can't let this band of murderers and despots into this city.
well, I would prefer if murderers and killers would stay out of the city, as I am a citizen here. It is. I feel there's already enough murderers and killers in the city.
They want 600 gold. I'm willing to pay it. I do not care. But my son has to come back, and I cannot let them establish a base of operations in the city. If anything, this is just gone to prove that I was right in denying them.
Yes, that's very reasonable. Do we like elect council members, or are they just
No,
Are they
they're
just-
very much Ingtar's cronies.
yes. But are they like heads of like the merchants guilds?
Yeah, different merchants. So they're part of the all of them are part of merchants guilds basically, but they're all different parts of different like sub guilds within that.
Yeah.
Like there's Atreus Ingtar himself. There's Derogna Swastil, there's Rovil Kalash, Eselantra Samar, and Lupus Highway. Those 5 council members of the Merchants
Okay.
Guild.
Being acquaintances with a council member could be prove very useful in the future.
It could.
And you live in the city, so you know you've heard the name. You haven't met the woman before, but you know the name Derogna Swastil.
Is
Derogna
she like
Swastil
a
is
horrible
the owner-
capitalist?
No, she's the owner of the Solar Spire. The Solar Spire is the tall tower within the keep.
What does it do?
It is responsible for the incoming and outgoing magical item that comes in and out of the city.
Ooh.
Ooh,
oh.
definitely a good person to know.
Well, we brought in a bunch of magical shit.
Yo, Roth might be able to like enter.
No, more in the sense of like trade and
I know.
not like personal people carrying.
I know. It just
You came into the
So
city,
it-
give us all your magical items.
we're a walking magical bazaar.
This one's attached to my fucking head.
Don't worry, we
Maybe
got
you're-
your head with it.
Bring me her head.
God.
They,
Have
they
have
have
they made- please play
they've
money.
made demands. Yes, they want the money paid, and they want me to approve the request. But That's not going to happen. I've tried to ask them if they want more money, but that's it's fallen on deaf ears. The money seems to be just a side chip. They say all they want is
I guess
Wayne
they're
City.
just greedy like that. But have they made have they made any mention of where they want the money to be delivered? Perhaps.
Oh, they're very cavalier about the whole thing. They're holding him at Iron Street Garrison. It's their fortress. Their their headquarters outside the city. It's southwest of here. Maybe a day out.
A day southwest, you said.
Yeah.
If you
And
would,
you think your son is held there?
at least that's what they tell me. If you bring my son back, you can have the money. 600 gold. Yours.
Arnie, do we know like the amount of manpower the Artreus signifiers carry around? So
Well,
you say that's basically
when you say,
an army.
so they have like standing armies.
They'll have like bases, right, in different spots.
Yeah, they have like different compounds everywhere. Like this is their biggest compound. There's probably like close to 150, 200 men there.
Easy.
But they're not all fighting men.
All the time.
Yeah, and not all of them are there all the time. They are normally out on different missions. There's no wars to fight every day, so they still have to take on normal missions. It's like they're like the Golden Company of I don't know if you know what the Golden Company is from Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're sort of like that.
They're mercenaries. There's
They're
nothing.
mercenaries, but
There's nothing to them. They are mercenaries.
they just think of themselves as more than that.
Well, I turn to the others. Well, what do you think? Do you think we are able to aid this woman in her desperate need?
Whilst
I
dangerous,
think we can try.
Of course we can. It's us.
Guys, I got this. Worst case scenario, I can just throw a Dragon Ball at them, and the dragon will come kill all of them.
Yeah.
Dragon Ball at them.
Oh wait, a Dragon Ball man left.
Yep. We don't have Dragon Ball anymore. We just have, exploding face crown.
Okay, while you guys deliberate, I'm gonna be back
That
in
will
2
just
minutes.
kill me.
I can hear you guys. I just want to.
There's
I'd say
no
we
way I'd
don't.
fucking survive that right now.
Could we have a second to discuss, and I try and usher the others away?
Or they can talk, so I guess the woman, gives us space. Why wouldn't she? It's sounds quite an ordeal. And I'm not sure if those guys are people we want to make enemies with.
True, but I think she seems to be of quite high renown in the city. To have her
Oh,
invented
yes, absolutely. Her gaining her support and favor would be very advantageous for us. But we might be able to do this while not revealing our identities, or perhaps enter the compound covertly and get the sun out with minimal conflict.
I think that would probably be our best course of action. I doubt
I
we're
agree.
gonna be able to. Whilst I trust all of our combat prowess, still let's fight and we do the battle.
It's not that I do not believe, Bagma, you could take down the entire fortress on your own. It's more or less that maybe taking on the entirety of the army could be, somewhat of a challenge.
Yes, we don't want to make our name for ourselves and put ourselves in their bed books.
Well, I guess we're making one ally and possibly making one enemy.
We're coming out. We're splitting even.
Yes. And maybe we won't even make an enemy.
Maybe not.
I just hope that boy is still alive.
If that's the case, we need to act quickly.
Even if he's not, I guess there's a
theory.
way.
Is
Do we just
Although
both look at
that
Icarus at
one-
the same time?
that time was fairly unpleasant.
Yes, I don't think you should do it. Again, ever again. It was horrifying.
It's unnatural.
Yes, I'm very against it. For example, if I would die, please don't do it. And also, don't eat me.
You think
I
I'd want
second that.
to eat you?
I don't. Well, I think we're not sure if you have a choice at this.
Well, I know I'm scrumptious, but still.
No, you're not.
Zeruka said I'm a sweet one. I already know that. He said I'm a sweet one.
Pagma on the and I just turn and look. Well, not turn fully, but like side eye Pagma.
Please don't eat me either. Anyway, we're deciding to go through with this.
It's better
we
than
should-
the other one I saw.
We should discuss this with Vulcan as well. I wouldn't really want to push him into something that he wouldn't want to do.
True. Also, infiltration may not be the easiest for him as well.
And also, it is the most difficult for him to hide his identity.
Exactly.
No, get him a fake mustache. It's fine.
Yeah. The fake mustache. There's nothing like it.
Just casually glued to his face.
Get him a fucking plumber outfit, too.
Well, there's nothing to it. The investigating the issue and perhaps finding the opportunity is what we can do. I nod at them.
I nod back.
Okay.
Speaking of back, I will be right.
So,
How do we?
You'll do it?
Lady over there?
Well, Miss Vostel, or Lady Vostel, was the proper,
ladies hostel.
address to a council member.
Yeah, it's lady.
Lady Vostel, unfortunately, we cannot guarantee our success in rescuing your son, but we will accept this quest and try rescuing your son. We will attempt to infiltrate their fortress and return your son safe and alive.
When I said there was the well, When I mentioned there was a tray of signifiers, I did not expect many to pick up the mantle, but here I am, the first group who saw it. Perhaps there are good people in this Tundra.
Well, we've accomplished great things on our ways, and hopefully this will be the next one.
Sorry, I haven't heard of your group. Your troop.
We,
What are you called?
we have been formed quite recently, almost
could we be
by
called the-
happenstance.
Guys. Hello?
Yeah, we hear you, Gunny.
Oh, okay. Yo, can we be called the Phantom Troop?
What? Why?
Oh, I mean, like, she just called us a troop, and it made me think of, like, you know, in Hunter. No, but you know, in Hunter x Hunter, how they all have the tattoos and stuff. I was like, yo, I was like, yo, that kind of suits. We don't have to. It's just a suggestion, but like, it just came to mind.
That's a very. It's a pretty niche reference.
What did you say?
He said we're
We
called
can
a
workshop it.
phantom
We can
group.
workshop it. We can workshop it. We can workshop it. Oh man,
We could be just called the marked.
Oh,
the signers,
The what? The sinus?
the signers.
We haven't really decided on a proper name yet. We haven't really gained that much notoriety to really require a group name.
Well, if you are able to see off the signifiers and bring my son back, I'll make sure the people of the city know your name.
Fuck.
If that is what you want, of course.
Completely backfires.
I-
Our posters will be put out everywhere.
Everywhere. Yeah, these are the people that saved my son from the signifiers. Yes, these people specifically. Their
These are
name.
their names and descriptions.
Little artist impressions.
And Volker is just a man with a big mustache. Well then, Lady Swastil, we shall be on our way. There's no time for us to waste. It's best if we act fast before before the signifiers get impatient.
Yes, I believe that would be the wisest course of action.
Like, take the the poster. Is there like a artist rendition of his son on it?
No, there isn't, but he does look at you and say, my son is, he's about 30-ish, slender build, hair gold as the sun, and shoulders almost drooping. He seems a little bit. I hope he's okay. Didn't have facial hair the last time I saw him, but maybe now he will. And he has a scar on his cheek.
which cheek?
Both.
Details
Right
are
cheek.
important.
Ass cheek.
Oh damn, we'll have to check everyone's.
Yeah.
What is his name?
Tristan. Tristan Swastil.
Tristan Swastika.
Well, let us be on our way then. We will report back to you as soon as possible. Where should we return once we are successful?
Well, you can
To
visit me in the Sun
Solar
Spire.
Spire?
I will most likely be at the Solar Spire. I spend most of my days there.
Well, we'll be on our way then, lady. Solar still. And I attempt the semblance of a courteous bow or something, but I have no idea what I'm doing.
Am I able to bow?
Yeah,
I
you know how
will
to do it.
bow.
Yeah, okay. I give her a courteous bow.
You're used to bowing, Icarus.
Yep.
What? Is that? Does the Lich just get off and get Icarus to serve on him hand or foot? To wait on him hand or foot?
I imagined, that the Lich makes Icarus make him small canapes and sandwiches that he doesn't eat. He just makes him hold it beside him while he sits on his throne.
Oof.
He instructs Icarus to pour him tea, but every time she does, she's doing it wrong.
Or the tea's just too hot.
Brew more tea. But yeah, I guess now we head back to the Vulcan to pull him out of his dream job of forging stellarium. Or steranium,
You
rather.
make your way back to Vulcan and you collect him after a while, and you head off. Perhaps make your way to save this Tristan Swastil and endear yourself to his mother, councilwoman of Greatstone. And that is where we'll end today's session.
Hopefully, we won't die here and